Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video. Now for this video, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just noticed there's quite a lot of stuff going on that I quickly want to update you guys on. So first of all, here's how Polkadot's parachain auctions are benefiting Engine. Once more guys, these videos are for crypto hodlers in general. If you are holding different altcoins out there, I think it is definitely worth a watch, as we usually just have general crypto information while also focusing on some altcoin news, which hopefully can better your portfolio or your investments or something along those lines. Make sure you understand that none of this stuff is financial advice, but it might aid you in your research and becoming a more crypto type of veteran. So Polkadot and Engine, two cryptos I'm quite bullish on, as you guys know, most likely from watching my other videos. Polkadot on its own because it's now getting really scarce. Engine because it's connected to the Metaverse, play to earn, and just gaming sort of crypto in general. But apparently here guys, Engine has emerged as one of the top gaming tokens as of late. And with the parachain auctions on Polkadot and Akala winning the first round, the hype around Engine's affinity network is growing massively. Interestingly, Akala, or Moonbeam, is already poised to win the first slot, and one they did. So the network is aiming to compete where it could win, and also trying to get the fourth slot of the auction, which will be decided on December 2nd. Now, by the way, guys, if you are holding Polkadot, I highly recommend to look into getting your coins locked in one of these basically auctions, as right now, I'm going to say like 80% or so of the Polkadot is freaking locked. That's what it looks like. People are putting massive amounts of DOT inside of it because there's a lot of money to be made. There's really a lot of money to be made for staking your token, so to speak, and we can read more about it here. But the easy connection is just, if these guys win on Polkadot, it is bullish for Engine again, and that kind of circle goes around. Now, Affinity currently has 1.7 million DOT worth $70 million raised. Moreover, it is presently placed 7th in the competition with Manta, Clover, A-Star, and Parallel Finance. And I put a little bit of money into most of these just to kind of, I didn't really have the most expertise at the start, but a little bit into most. But yeah, I think it's going to be juicy, guys. I think it's going to be juicy just to try it out. From the same perspective, many people have been calling out DOT as one of the best coins for 2022, as so much DOT is going to be locked up. It gets so scarce, and so from a certain perspective, you might think illiquid, but I would like to mostly point it towards it's going to get so highly priced, as the demand is going to be there because more people want to stake, get the rewards, and be involved. But the supply really won't be that much because people are locking it up and less people would want to get rid of their coins, as the profit is most likely too amazing. That's what I've been thinking about for a long little while here, guys. And being connected to Engine like that, I think is also a very, very nice step for Polkadot. So it's got definitely my thumbs up. Then I just saw this and it got me thinking. Guys, I have already shared 1,000 different Metaverse talks on this channel. But still, look at this. Pokemon Go developers made a new game that lets you mine Bitcoin. Absolutely awful idea. Mining Bitcoin on a phone, we talked about this before. All the stuff according to those lines is just not good. But what they've basically done is make a new AR experience to basically get people into crypto. And that is not a bad thing. So the actual mining Bitcoin thing doesn't sound good to me, but getting yourself hands on some crypto for playing, basically play to earn, oh boy, do I think that is nice. And I think they just basically got off on the wrong foot by writing it like a mining Bitcoin type of thing. It's mostly just a play to earn game, and I'm really excited for it, even though I don't know the ins and outs of it. Apparently a full version is coming over next year. I was already looking at it in the App Store, but it's just been announced. It's a natural extension of the Fold app. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, I guess. So I'm already kind of excited for that. You guys know I am really into play to earn and the Metaverse space, basically. And funny enough, I really wasn't that big of a fan of NFTs the way that they are currently right now. But after doing some research a couple of weeks ago, man, oh man, am I hyped up. Now, from the same perspective, many people have been calling out the bull run is over, it's going to stop. I keep sharing these details with you, but okay. Number of Bitcoin wallets with non-zero balances hits a new all-time high at almost 40 million. Guys, if you think crypto is over, blink again, please, guys. Blink again. It ain't over. It's not going to be over soon. It's not going to be over after that. Crypto is only growing, and it's growing exponentially. The only thing which you might put up here that I could believe is that we're going to see some ups and downs in the price, but the adoption grade And an actual bear run, I don't think it's really around the corner just quite yet. There's not enough negativity, not enough fear. And eventually, there's not going to be as much fear for crypto anymore, as more and more people would just want to have it. And it's going to be a more manipulated effort when the price goes up or down, as it's going to be major institutions playing that game. Right now, there's no ETF, no spot ETF. The control is quote unquote lesser than it's going to get. But it's definitely an interesting journey. I just want to quickly notify you guys that things are still growing. Look at this. Crypto poses no big risk to economy so far, Bank of Canada says. This is actually kind of contradictory. A couple of places like the US have said Bitcoin might form a risk. Canada now comes in and says, you know what? We've been working properly with the ETF. We've been working properly with regulating crypto. Canada is one of the first countries to approve a Bitcoin ETF and is the fourth largest nation in terms of hash rate. Canada's progressive. Little clap for Canada. We're at no point yet of thinking that this is a big risk for the economy, but this is something we're keeping an eye on very closely, which rightfully so. I mean, if you have an economy or a monetary system to protect, it's logical that you keep your eye on emerging technologies. But it's really contradictory to how the US is doing it, because they're embracing this technology, they're embracing what's being built, they're embracing the, companies in Canada working on this, and they're looking at actively fixing it and looking at what's logical, rather than blatantly banning something and kind of working on that line and forward. So I do like the way that Canada's doing this, and I am quite excited for it, not gonna lie. Then crypto market cap rebounds as Metaverse token pump. So one of the fun contrasts that we saw today as well is how, as it currently stands, Metaverse tokens have literally inflated the crypto market to a point where Bitcoin has been going down piece by piece, yet the market cap and overall has been going up. And that's partially because the Metaverse tokens are just doing so extremely well. Another one, of course, is Crypto.com, which has done really amazing. That's the coin right here. Crypto.com on a price tier as Cardano Tron plummet on eToro delist news. And if you're wondering about that part, I just saw it as well over on the interwebs. eToro exchange cuts back on Cardano and Tron offerings for US customers. They just supported it just now, and then apparently eToro has introduced limitations on ADA and TRX support for US customers. Cardano co-founder does not see any ADA liquidity problems following the announcement, but the ADA price did drop about 8% just after this announcement. The eToro released a statement indicating that it's limiting support for Cardano and Tron positions and discontinuing staking for the US customers. I'm not exactly sure why this would be the case or why they thought this would be a smart idea, but Hoskinson also says, man, it makes no sense. And Hoskinson downplayed eToro's actions, saying that it shouldn't cause alarm among investors through the spread of disinformation. He specifically took to Twitter to say that eToro's announcement is not of significant concern, and that ADA was actually being delisted on eToro. As ADA wasn't actually being delisted on eToro. He emphasized that there are no ADA liquidity problems, but expressed some disappointment that eToro had not given Cardano a heads up, which I also would agree with. Then again, not exactly sure. I guess Bitstamp does 500 million in volume per day, and eToro does 67. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. It listed ADA on another exchange, and these guys took it off. Not exactly sure why this would be, but we can, of course, not look too far into the issues at hand, so we cannot really state it with any certainty. And then I also just saw Ira B share this. Ripple XRP will be among the best performing coins of 2022. I only have a couple of words to say about that one, guys, and that is, I honestly believe that this is going to be true. I honestly believe that there's a very good chance that if we look at the entire part of 2022, that the first couple of months, Ripple is going to be in the exact same position as we have it now in the lawsuit. So even though they might make a couple of steps, there's going to be no concrete settlement, I don't think, right? But after we get closer and closer, we go further into the summary judgment phase, and we potentially get to a conclusion window. Oh boy, could the XP price do good in that point, at which we should have already bought in, I guess. But more specifically, the settlement is most likely, I don't really see it in any other way, going to end in 2022. And we've already established a couple of times before how crazy the consequences could be for the XP price if we actually do get a settlement. So I can count 1 + 1 being 2. Well, that literally makes it one of the best choices for 2022 somewhere for like a risk to reward perspective. The only problem is we don't know exactly where in 2022 it will be. So we are kind of certain it's going to be 10 times gains in 2022, but we don't know where. So it's like, at what point do we then go all in on XRP? Because of course, the more people are certain that it's going to go crazy, the more the price will already inflate before it happens, which you guys already know. Some people buy the rumor, sell the news. It might be that at the time at which we actually get the settlement, that the price will already be extremely high. But All I have to say about that one is we will see. Not financial advice at the end of the day. I'm bullish on it. Hopefully you guys are excited about crypto. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.